All right, well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. Good morning to you on February 28th, Monday, just 1 minute or so before the market, New York stock market opens. Glad that everybody can join us. And we will be hearing the opening bell in a moment. With me from New Jersey, Mr. George Pitcher, usual.
Good morning, everyone. From sunny, cool New Jersey. There goes the market.
Okay, there we go. We are off to the races. And we have opened at the same spot, interestingly. And you were correct, George. It pointed to the upside here, for even though everything's negative. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what the next bar does for us. So we have a negative Dow, 450 points, and negative NASDAQ, and a negative S&P, and yet we pop to the upside. Very interesting. Oh, I've got the wrong chart here. That's correct.
That doesn't work well.
Let me go back here and just make sure that I'm on the right. Wow. Okay, so oh, I see. I was looking at the wrong chart there. The other one's going up. Well, that's interesting. On the futures, it's up.
Yeah.
But on the regular charts, it's actually down. That fooled me. All right. Okay, that messed me up right there. That was very, very odd. So
it sure is.
On the forest chart is up also on the forest chart.
yeah, I was on the Forex in the first ones, yes.
I mean, the I-2000, mine is up on the forex chart.
Yes, and that's very odd. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so that threw me for a loop there. So we should be down, like how this is, George. So on the futures, on the futures, we're going the opposite way. So I'm just gonna maybe I need to refresh this as well. Let me just see if that. No, they're going the opposite way. That's very interesting. Why would the futures be going the opposite way is my question here. That's kind of odd.
Yes, it is.
They are indeed.
Took off.
Okay, I'm going to go back to.
Side.
Okay, that's better. That's a better chart. Everything's messed up here this morning. I'm just kind of, wow. Okay, so there's my 15-minute. There's my hourly. There's my 1 minute. So we were way down here at the opening, George, and I was looking at the wrong chart.
Yeah. Yeah, I took my IWMs off at that point.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the wrong chart. Didn't even realize that we were down at 200. Oh, okay. All right, that's very odd. I'm not sure why that there's such a difference with the futures and why the futures are going up. I guess maybe because they've been going down all night.
But the forest chart on I-2000 is going up too from my end.
Your microphone is terrible there, whoever's speaking.
Yeah, this is Christian. On the 1 minute chart, the I-2000 is up on my end.
Is what? Sorry, I can't hear you.
It's going up on the 1 minute chart. It's going up on the 1 minute chart.
He's saying the US 2000 is going up on the Forex chart.
Yes, and I'm surprised that it is, but I guess it's because it is the futures, and overnight it was going down. So now this going up is just this portion here on the stock market. That's why it's going up, because of this. See, that's what was throwing me, because I was on the futures and it was going up, and then I was here and this was down. So I was thinking, okay, why is that? But it actually was going up because it had already hit down and was moving to the upside. So it is correct. They're in line with each other. So I would expect this to continue falling here, George, but we shall see. George and I were in positions. We took positions for the IWM on Friday. At least I went into the 199 puts, so that would have given us some profit here. At the open, but because I was looking at the futures going up, I'm kind of confused. So I missed taking my profit there. George taking his profit off. So now I have to see if price will come back down again. At this point, looking a little on the strong side, even though the Dow and the Nasdaq and the S&P are still down. So we shall see. The expected move here, based on the hourly and especially the 15, is to the upside. That was, kind of unexpected. We should get a bounce to the upside here. On the 5 minutes, look, it's like a little bit of a battle though. And on the 1 minute, we could continue back down for a little bit. So looks like we are in a fourth wave at this point, or were. This kind of thing. Now we're dropping down. So we shall see here. Nothing to buy at this moment. Our range is very small here, 200 to 201.
The one interesting thing is, Lennox, is that VXX has shot up this morning.
Take a look at that. That wasn't the other alternative to buy the VXX, of course.
I don't really think it's going to be a buy.
Not at this point.
No, you're right. I mean,
it looks like it's a sell more than anything else, actually.
Take a sell on this thing.
Yeah, because we've moved far above. But let me just take a better look here. So daily, yeah, we've had that spike. 4 hour. Yeah, we've hit that spike, and yeah, we have more room to fall than anything else at this moment in time.
Yeah.
As you can see, so we do have a 1, 2, 3 top, and now we're down. So let's see on the 1 hour. Yeah, so there's our 1, 2, 3 top. And this looks like a fourth wave move back up to this resistance. That was a nice straight line. Wow.
Yeah,
Can I do that? Can I do that twice? Nope. Okay, so and now we should come back down.
yeah, right.
So that would mean strength for the other indices, right? So 15 and 5. Not much of a 1, 2, 3 top here when you get down to it, though. It's very, very sideways and choppy, eh?
Yeah, right.
Interesting. But yes, there we go. Okay, so again, we're in a little bit of a battle mode at the open. So this looks like it wants to push to the upside, at least for a little bit more. But we are at a resistance support area. And IWM is looking weak. We should come back down. This is clearly here a clean 5-wave move to the upside here. Reach the lows. And 2, 3 top. Could take us back down again, but this could be another one of those days where it's just a slow motion, stuck in a little rut here. No pun intended on the Russell, the rut, Russell. 5-minute chart, daily chart. I've marked this thing up quite a bit. I'm thinking that we should come back up into this diagonal. That would, but really should be falling. That's long term, of course. So again, are we going to push one more time, or are we just going to collapse? This is the tech sector, ETF.
Very
And
interesting moves today.
yeah, kind of very odd. Okay, so 1 hour. This is a tech sector ETF, and it has it looks like it wants to turn back to the downside at this point.
Right now, yes, that's what I'm seeing.
Mhm. Let's go to the futures. So the E-mini futures. Everything is just slow motion. There's nothing moving.
Yeah, it's really strange what's going on.
Oops. So let's see the futures here. So yeah, we're kind of stuck now. All of a sudden, we're just kind of, you can see we're just chopping sideways right now. That's the way it is. That's how it is in these markets. Sometimes we see some really big, strong, like on Friday, it just wouldn't stop going up. On
Yeah,
Thursday, it wouldn't stop. And today it's in a battle. Interesting, guys. Don't even know what to say. Just all we can do is just watch and see.
I'm not understanding this at all right now.
So is that much tension in the markets, I guess? So much apprehension? Nobody's sure what's going on. That's what it's telling us, that there is a lot of apprehension and indecision. So the IWMs are slowly making their way down, but this might be one of those days, guys, unfortunately. There's just not enough range here to make any trades, so you just have to sit on your hands.
It's a good push to the up.
Sorry?
That's a good push to the up so far. But yeah,
And
choppy.
there's nothing, no range here. There's a 50, not even a 1 point push here. So it's pretty small range. 201. We're still in the 201 area. That's it. So not much of a range. So we are 20 minutes in, and not much has taken place.
Yeah, it's really strange.
And the futures have gone sideways now.
It all happened after hours, eh, George?
Yeah,
Yes.
everything moved after hours, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, it went up and then it went down. It's all choppy. So who knows? Who knows where it will go?
Like I said, from the higher time frame, we could possibly push to this level. That would make the most sense, but it also could just collapse from here as well. So after this big move, we would expect one more push, but yeah, we're in a battle mode at this point here. So whatever. Indecision time.
Everyone's quiet and waiting.
Hmm. I'm not feeling confident about buying or selling at this point. So it's
Well, the Russell looks like it wants to break out.
I don't know. We're still in this range
Oh yeah,
area.
still in the resistance. Yeah.
like Tessie just said 1 minute chart on the Forex Russell. I think it's trying to break up on the 1 minute chart.
Thinking about it anyways. I think they've caught up to each other now. I've got a little notice here at the bottom. Wall Street opens lower as Russia rails against sanctions. And threatening nuclear weapons and everything. Crazy.
Well, they're threatening to pull out of the nuclear treaties and stuff that they had signed. They're not happy with the sanctions, that's for sure. They're postulating quite a bit.
And we should be happy with them going in and taking over, trying to take over another country.
Of course not,
Crazy.
but you know.
So crazy. It's completely insane. Oops. Okay, well, guys, I don't know. This is a morning where not much is happening. So we are almost half hour in, and this is where we're at. And nothing else really in the market is moving. Everything is just sort of sitting around as well, waiting.
It's pushing a little higher and a little higher, but nothing dramatic. Maybe it wants to slowly close that gap and then it'll take off. Well, it closed the gap.
Well, the S&P and the NASDAQ are trying to make a bid. See, the Qs are pushing up. The S&Ps. And now so we do have a 1, 2, 3 bottom here on the Russell. So the Qs also.
Well, the Russell looks like it wants to take off to me.
The Dow's in a battle. So now we've touched resistance again. So will it just slice through, or The SPY is still struggling. So it's just the Qs and the IWM that are trying, but will they have enough? Still not giving me that warm, comfy feeling of jumping in here. So still looking more like a sell more than anything else, really. Any move to the upside would just give me opportunity to sell more than anything else, I would think at this point.
It was a nice move up, wasn't it?
Well, you should get another move back up again. This is still inside, where the trajectory is pointing to the upside here, short term anyways. Right back, eh? Right back into the mud.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so now, all right, so what I just drew earlier should play out. We should get that move back up. Another attempt by the Bulls. So it's just a tug of war right now. All right, let's go over to the futures side of things and take a look at the US dollar, see what that's doing. US dollar. Okay, so US dollar is having some problems getting through this.
Yeah. It was having problems this morning.
Like I said, it's got a little bit of a problem trying to break through this area here, but that might be short-lived. You can see that we've hit a big resistance. So those big moves we had earlier with Euro US dollar are coming to an end. Yeah, but the trajectory is still to the downside here for this guy. Or maybe not. Yeah, still pointing down overall. We're just in this chop here, probably like this, and then maybe another push to the downside. Very choppy there. So we're in a world of indecision. British pound. Also looking like we're in again, another choppy area. So it's just gonna maybe do something like that and then drop. Could come all the way back up too before it goes. See how gold, what's gold doing? Okay, it's having a hard time now as well. It's quite a rejection bar on the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a drop. And now it's just in struggle mode. So back down into the, so we could see it drop through one more time. Okay, so that's gold. What else do we have? Gold, how's Bitcoin doing this morning? Okay. Daily. Bitcoin looks like it still has another drop to come. 1, 2, 3 top, and we're also in a fourth wave area. So everything is just in a hold pattern, even Bitcoin. This is trying hard, eh? Trying hard to push back up. But eventually we're heading down. And what else we have? Crude oil. Tech. The oil. Way up there. Now it's having a problem up there, eh? Struggling as well. But looking to push back up again one more time. So this is it, gentlemen. That's it, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Are there any ladies with us here this morning? We are just in a battle mode in the markets, and that's it. Nothing to. Okay, so we didn't do as I expected here and go to the upside. Okay, so there we go. So this is just got its own music to play here. The Qs are heading back down. The Dow is heading down. The S&P is heading down. Everything's heading down now. Okay. So Dow is super weak. Break that. And in fact, the Qs are starting to break to the downside. This S&P has a little bit to go. These guys are going to break. So this is a 1, 2, 3 top it's forming here. Let's see. But still nothing for me to say, okay, I'm going to jump in and go down with this. It's just too,
That's for
just
sure.
too iffy. I have two positions. I have a positions below 200, so I'd like to see it fall, but you know, we'll see how this plays out. I'm not sure what's going on here. So any questions, comments, anything? Is there anything anybody's in or looking at, or other than what we looked at?
Not really, just watching paint dry.
Yeah. Well, you saw, you know, you see the difference from Thursday and Friday. Thursday started off quite slow as well, and then it started picking up, and it wouldn't stop. It just kept going and going. So that was that's what you call people who are stuck trying to cover their bases, as it were, trying to push that market up to save themselves from the onslaught. And of course, a lot of players in the market, or you know, the robots in the market, are get a low point and they're buying the dips. But this is more of a sell or rally type market now than buy the dip.
Usually you expect, I've heard you say it before, I think you and George, usually expect it to fill the gap, right? Like if it goes down, you usually expect it to go up to fill that gap.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, that's usually the thing. It will go back to fill the gap, but sometimes
It's a question of timing.
Yeah, okay.
it's not a fast set, you know, rule. I guess it's a probability thing as well, but I'm not sure what the stats on that would be.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the Russell broke where you thought.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking that we would bounce here, but nope. So doing other things, but it still doesn't look like it's, you know, really super weak that it's going to just go. All right, well, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like Vic said earlier before we started recording, it could be that talks in Ukraine are kind of like everyone's into, like, not sure what to do if they've opened diplomatic channels, right?
Yeah. Well, that's surprising. From last night, before I went to bed, I was watching the news, and they were saying that they were moving nuclear weapons into place and so forth, which was a tad frightening. So, you know, cooler heads have to prevail with that kind of talk. And nobody wins with, you know, with that. But but there's a lot of weakness coming into the market right now. Everything's going weaker. So we'll give this another, if you guys want to hang in for another 15 minutes, or we can call it till noon.
I'm good. I'm good to hang in for a little bit.
It's very slow.
Hey, Lennox, colleague here. I have a question.
Yes.
So on a market like this, when it's so choppy, how do you correctly draw your wave counts?
Well, we're right now where you know where we are. We're kind of stuck in a fourth wave area, right? So that's why we're
Right.
we have had this big move, and it just looks like we're kind of stuck in this band right now. So that's kind of like our fourth wave area. So we should, like I say, I'm thinking we should be pushing back up one more time out of here, but this, fourth waves can do all kinds of things, and we could even drop down first and then get another push. So it's always difficult in this area to know what it's going to do. So that's why we're in this predicament right now. And we're just
Okay.
that's what I'm seeing here based on the pattern. We're going sideways. We're inside of a fourth wave area, so that's why we're getting this chop. Whether this is going to fall through or just bounce out, I guess it's going to depend on what news comes out, right, of whatever is going on. But right now, the markets are based on our structure. We should be pushing one more time to the upside because we're here, right?
Right. Okay. Thank you.
But there is no guarantee that you get a fifth wave. Sometimes, because of what's going on and so forth, this can collapse.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we're sitting right now. So that's why we're getting this type of indecision.
Indecision, yep.
So that's again, the whole purpose of the 123 is to find these gems like this, and then to take that to the upside, whether you get out here or you ride it a little higher and take your profits here. That's the 123 method and strategy. When you get in here, it's tough. It's tough to make. So you need to wait for price to move out. And again, price can come this way as well. It can come down, even back down to here. It could even come all the way back down to here. So we just don't know how it's going to play out here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's still in this move here is so long. It went way up. So we could, in fact, come all the way back down and then go again. But the lower it comes, the less likely that it's going to break and go much higher than here. So it's going to, maybe do something like that if it does, in fact, make it.
Mm-hmm.
The same principle is in here. The lower this goes, that it's going to make a big push to the upside. So the shallower, which was shallow here, the stronger. Usually, I mean, that's, sometimes it can come all the way down 100% and still take off. Right?
Right.
So, but the probability, again, it's all probabilities, right? Probability says the shallower it is, the more powerful it is. Right? So yeah, this is the nature of the beast of this pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So George was a smart one this morning, sold out right away while I was lost in the charts. I'm only down like $15 right now on these puts, so it's not terrible. You know, I can sell for just a small loss at this point. All right. Wow. That is it, guys. Don't know.
Well, just that way sometimes.
Tis. Let's try it again.
How does the EA react to choppiness like this?
Well, it doesn't know where it is, you know. It's just playing based on the rules of if it's a 1-2-3, it's a 1-2-3, and it's getting in. So it doesn't really know where it is. We've got, you know, some controls, but you know, if you're talking about the 1-2-3, if we're on the 1 hour time frame primarily, right? So if we're getting crosses that are close together, then we kind of eliminate those. But we're looking for the smoother, far apart crosses type of thing for looking for the 1-2-3s at those points. That's the objective. But you get those areas where it gets very choppy. So we try to, if the crosses are close together, we try to eliminate those. So looking at the 1 hour here, it does look like we should push to the upside here. Still looking like that's the trajectory. But
So the EA would have picked up the move to the upside after the drop overnight to the downside.
Well, depending on you're playing, I guess.
If you go on the hourly, you see a gap down,
Well,
and then
if you were playing this particular instrument, yeah, it would.
it
Yeah.
would have picked up that move up from the bottom, right?
To hit this here.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
It's it's hard to say. It's possible that it would have, but you can see in this case, the golden cross here is very high up. I mean, it's possible they could have picked that up, but hard to say because it all depends on the instrument that you're on. And in this case, it's possible that it could have, but you can see this is a late cross.
Right.
And,
But it would have picked up the drop though, because the drop was from here. Yes.
again,
Right.
there's only a couple candles here, so that also makes it tough. Usually we're looking for, a few more candles to make that 1, 2, 3, right? In this case, it's not really much of a 1, 2, 3 there. You can't see anything. So those are the factors that it has to.
Well, from the top to the first congestion, isn't that a 1, 2, 3? Like from here
here.
down, this one, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. That's more 1, 2, 3 there. Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But when you get gaps like that, it's tricky.
Mhm. I'm having a little bit difficulty in attaching the EA to my charts. I've got them loaded into my data folder in MT4, but then when I try to attach the EA to the chart, I don't see the happy face in the top right corner. Vic has been helping me, but I haven't had success yet. So I don't know why. First, it wasn't recognizing my email. So now it started recognizing it, but now I still don't see the EA attached.
In your expert advisors in tools and options, do you have the website, the https forexmentor.com?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because I think that's something that could stop it if you don't.
Okay, so
You have allow DLL on the chart. If you go into the custom setup,
okay, let me check. Yeah, it says allow live trading, enable alerts. Enable alerts is ticked. Allow import of external experts, that's ticked. So that's in the common tab. So I've got everything ticked about. It says auto 123 EA for educational purposes. Okay, inputs. So this is where I go and log in ID with my email. So I do it. I've done it several times.
okay, when you go into your tools options, expert advisors, you have
Okay,
allow automated trading.
okay, let me do that. Tools, options. Allow, yeah, it's ticked.
You had expert advisors.
So I went to tools, options. Excuse me. It's the allow automatic trading is ticked. It's checked. I should say it's checked.
Okay, and you have allow DLL imports.
Oh no, I don't.
Check that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I did
And you
that.
have allow web requests, and in there you have the https://www.forexmentor.com.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yes,
then
yes.
close that and try it.
Okay,
You'll find it works now.
right, right. Okay, let me do that.
So do you think if it doesn't break this Lennox, it'll be a triple top and probably heading down?
Looking, it's trying very hard here, right? It's hitting that resistance again. So the question is, do the bulls have enough to push this out at this point? And you know, it's sort of like a 1, 2, 3 bottom here, but they're trying very hard here now, eh? Again, my expectation was that this was what would occur. We would get this push out, but
Well, it looks like it might have broke the, on the 1 minute, might have broke it a little bit.
so everything is trying. Here's Q's. Q's are still in the doghouse. So are the spiders and or the S&P, and the spider still in the doghouse. So only the Russell is showing some positive at this point. They're all trying. Okay, so we did break it finally here, but that could be short-lived as well. It looks like they have enough to do it, eh?
So maybe it'll give us a 1, 2, 3 now. It'll pull back and then up.
It looks like it's on its way. It's quite interesting here. Huh. Well, that was a slow, methodical little climb there, eh? And left me in the dust. Not expecting that to be doing that quickly, but there we go.
Well, getting a pullback now, would you think about getting in and then it going up? Would that create a 1, 2, 3?
No, I wouldn't be looking to go long at this point. Still, we're right at that pinnacle of this move, and I'm just leery about going long. So I would not be looking to go long. After a move like this, when we're way up at the top, this is not when you want to be going long. You know? So perhaps at this level here, you know, that would have been, you know, either trying to get it in here when we first had the 1, 2, 3, or in here, or maybe here again. But then you know, so here's the last opportunity. I would say that would have been it. But again, it's not making huge moves here. We're 201, and we haven't even broken 202. Well, we did break 202. Yeah, so 203 is not huge, but there's our diagonal line. So based on this movement, we could be getting in that area where we could get a turnaround. And so we're getting there.
Boy, I've been having so much trouble with charts this morning. Can't seem to get things working properly.
Did the EA work now for you, Kalik?
No, it still didn't. The happy face appears in the corner, and then the minute I click on the chart to do something, the happy face disappears. I don't know what's going on.
If the happy face disappears, that means that the EA was removed.
Yeah, so I don't know why I attach it and it shows up. And then the minute I click on the chart to do something, it disappears. The happy face. So
Okay,
I'm not
that
sure.
means it wasn't, there's something in the original setup. and you're clicking on the chart, moved it along in the instructions and it said, oh, I have a problem, I'm going to exit.
Right. So I don't know what that problem is.
Okay.
I can see the auto 123 EA in my data folder. I should say in my expert advisors, I see it.
Okay,
So,
which auto 123 are you using?
let me see.
What's the name that shows up on the chart?
It just says auto 123 EA.
Okay, okay. And when you load that onto the chart, what is the expiration date?
Let me try. So it's asking me for the email. Let me type that in again.
Yeah, okay.
Looks like it's going higher here, Stacy. Looks like it, based on our pattern on the 5-minute time frame, it looks like it wants to go higher. So there's some push here to take it higher. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So we're definitely at a critical area, as you can see. So one of the things I don't like to do is to buy when we're up high.
Yeah,
It's when we're down low.
yeah.
It's, cardinal, just makes sense. You don't want to be buying when you're way up here, and you don't want to be selling when you're way down here. Right? It's
Right.
the opposite. You want to do the opposite. Buy low, sell high, right? So after such a big move, this might be the last gasp of this push. So the bigger move, the better move is to come back down. However, of course, it now has made this would have been playable from here because we've hit 203, 23.5. So it would have been playable from 201.5 to 203.5. That's reasonable. So
Lennox, please, can you look at the restaurant from the 4 hours chart?
Kelly, can we sign off here and go on to the 123 site? So I can work with you on this.
who are we talking about?
Callie.
He was asking me, yeah. So okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, if you get off this, how do I go to?
Well, it's 1:45. I'm gonna call it anyways right now because we an hour and 45, hour and 15 in. So we'll come back at noon and see how this thing plays out because I still not liking the whole trajectory of the market here this morning anyways. We'll come back and see how it plays out later.
So then both of us can go on with Kelly on the other side.
Khalid, George is referring to the Skype room called Auto 123 Support.
Yeah, Auto 123 support. I'm sorry. Thank you.
On Skype.
On Skype, okay. Okay. Yeah, let me get on that then.
Let me just answer Christian's question here on a way for fourth 4-hour chart. Christian, you wanted me to look at this?
Yeah, from the forest.
In the Forex.
Yeah.
The 4-hour chart of Russell?
Yes.
I'm gonna head out. See you guys late at noon.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later. Thanks, Stacy, for coming by.
Thank you.
Okay, 4 hour. Yes.
So it's like the uptrend that we're having now. I'm saying
Can't
it
hear,
as
can't hear you, Christian.
yeah. Can you? So looking at the up move, it's like we're in a wave one of the sea to later go up.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh man.
That chart looks like an inverse head and shoulders. And if it breaks that through that line that you have drawn there, then it's could be some curtains. Well, the line you have going down, the vertical, blue, yeah. I mean, if it breaks that, it's
Yeah, I don't think it's going to break this. I mean, it can break
I don't either, but that's the one that we have to look out for.
yeah, you can break it a little bit, but nothing, you know, but nothing dramatic. I don't see that because we have 5 waves here, so we should be coming back down. I think this is just a big, huge fake move to the upside. So what are you saying, Christian? What are you asking?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to read it from the top. Good. Yeah, from there, 1, 2, 3. Then we're getting back to the fourth wave.
Well, it's not really a 4th wave, is it? Because it's broken the rule. So it's up here. It's broken that rule. So we're inside of a zigzag type of a pattern. You see, we're not. It's no longer a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. It's more of an A, B, C type affair, right? So that's kind of what we're in. You see, it's no longer an impulse wave. We're inside of a jaggedy type of affair. So that's what's happening at this point. Do you see? Let me just make this smaller. Okay, so we are inside of a otherwise
Yeah, we're inside of a fourth wave in the 4 hours.
so this is kind of, you know, we're sort of in this kind of thing here where it's very choppy up and down, and this could push through. Yes, it could, but this line here is a line in the sand anyways at this point. But we're not in an impulse move where we're going to drop through because we violated it right here. This was more of an impulse move here because we did not violate it here.
First move you just showed now seems like an A for me. Yeah, that's A of the fourth wave. Then coming down is the B of the fourth wave. Now we are pushing up to the C of the fourth wave.
4th wave of what?
Of C.
Where is this your first wave down here?
So the circle, so at the top is the A, at the bottom is the B. Now we are C wave going up. At your top, at your topmost, the top, no, yeah, that's the A. Then the bottom is the B. Yeah, that's the B. Now we are on our way, journey to the C.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all, like I say, we're in a choppy area, so we can label these any way we want, A, B, you can, you know, we can label this all kinds of A's and B's, but we know that we're in some kind of a messy type of zigzag or pattern. That's why we're getting this choppiness. But I try to stay away from getting into the A, B, C's and D's and E's and X's and Y's and X, Y, Z's and all that stuff, because that just makes it way too complicated. I try to keep it as simple as possible. So when I see this move, it was a 1-2 Elliott wave, and then dropping down, this looks like a 3, but we should just come back to here. But once you break that and we don't go like this, then our count is messed up now. So obviously we're not in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. We're now, you can say yes, now we're in an A, B, C type pattern at this point, A, B, C. So this would be D at this point, and then we're coming into an E down here, something like that. But yeah, that's kind of, you always have to be ready to change your course based on what the chart is doing, because what you think and what the chart is doing is two different things, right? So here we had a nice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. This one worked because we didn't violate our number 2 point here, our number 1 point here. Right over here, it's messed up. So is this, the question is this the beginning of this new pattern that we're in, or and so on? So it gets very tricky to start labeling, and I'm sure you appreciate that. So I see here, when I'm counting, you see I can count it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that becomes 3 down to 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5th wave, right? So we should come back down again. But even here, we get a 1, 2, 3 top, and we would think that, oh, okay, we'd go back and we wouldn't break this level and we'd come back down, but it didn't. So that threw me off last week. And the reason why this is doing all this is because, again, we're inside of a big huge zigzag. And that's why we're getting messed up in here. So I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but try not to get too caught up in the ABC stuff, because this is where you can get totally lost and it gets so complicated. Right now, it's very strong, that's for sure. Yeah, it looks like one final push here.
Kelly, look in your chat. I sent you a message.
All right, I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll come back on at noon or 3 o'clock Eastern, noon my time.
Okay, Lennox, we should go into the 1, 2, 3 support and see if we can get Kelly going.
I'm in the room now.
All right, well, we'll see you guys at
1, 2, 3 support. Okay.
We'll see you guys at 3 this afternoon then. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. We appreciate it as usual, and we'll see you a little later on, see how this plays out. All right. I can close this here.